Well, hello, welcome back to the channel. On what could pose to be a bit of a bad day for us today, we've got the engine running, but the air compressor is just not kicking in. We've phoned on with breakdown. They've got us to run through a big list of things to sort out. Trying doing hard resets and that on the computers in case it's a sensor, but they want me to phone back at 5:50. They want me to let the truck warm up a bit on the oil temperature and that, because where I ran yesterday, we ran through quite a bit of water. It was standing water on the roads from severe rain that we had coming through Pennsylvania. We're just in Ohio this morning. I actually wasn't going to film today because we're just heading to Elkhart, Indiana, then picking up in Bristol back to Flint, but this is something different. So yeah, he wants me to try and let the truck warm up a bit, see if there's just some moisture or something in the air compressor. Sorry, I'm really low in the shot probably, but with no air in the truck, because he had us dump all the air out to see if it's going to trigger and kick back in. But yeah, the air compressor's just not kicking in, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. I've just got to phone back in 20 minutes and see if we've managed to build up some air. But yeah, we've got the revs up, but it's just not doing anything. Okay, so we just had an update from someone at the breakdown department just to try and get an idea of what's happening. I can hear like a clicking sound right underneath the cab. It's roughly whereabouts I'm stood now in the cab. But I can't see anything under there. All the tanks have got all the plugs in. There's no hoses that are leaking out, because if the air compressor were kicking in, you'd hear the air hissing out if it was still dropping or maintaining pressure. You'd hear it hissing out even over the engine running. So yeah, I think this might have to be a towing job to somewhere, because we can't drive it down at 20 psi on the thing. It's just not going to pull anywhere. We can't get a gear, so we're having to wait. We think they're going to have to get this recovered somewhere. So yeah, the week's not going well, but it happens, doesn't it? It's a Packard truck, you know. All you that drive DAFs in England, you know, it's a DAF basically. It has these issues, and just unfortunate that it's happened now. So yeah, it's in for service on Friday as well, or for Thursday. This truck, I'm going to drop it in for service. So it'd have been ideal if it had gone then in the yard and not out on the road stuck here. But at least we can run the engine so we can stay cool when it warms up, because we don't know how long we're going to be. I imagine this is probably the day done, to be fair, but I don't think we're going to get much running done today. So we're got another update from them. They're calling TA breakdown out to us, TA service. Just come up to, it's 8:29. Said it could be between 12 and 1 before someone turns up here. So we're going to be a little while, unfortunately. It is what it is, though. We get downtime pay for this, so yeah, we're not losing that much. So at least it's something. And it's just unfortunate that it's happened, but you know, I think what's probably harder for it is that it's not showing up any warnings at all. At least if it had a warning, it could point them in the right direction to what's gone on. But you know, there's so many things linked with it that it could be anything really. Directly linked to air compressor. You know, at least if it threw up a fault code, they could say, "Oh yeah, it's air compressor. We'll send out a breakdown truck or something, or a recovery truck." But nothing. We don't get nothing, so we're just having to wait. So I've got my TV on, and yeah, things are going to start warming up pretty soon here, because the sun's out, and I think it's going to get up to like 27, 28 this morning. But if we want to run the engine, we're going to have it beeping the whole time. So it's going to be a bit frustrating on that, but oh well, at least it'll be cool. So yeah, I think I might head back to bed for an hour, because it could turn into a long day if they can get it fixed at the roadside. It'll turn into a long day, but you know, it might get recovered and we might be back at yard yet today. We don't know. All right, so a little bit of weirdness there. Breakdown haven't actually turned up. I just had to start the truck because it was just getting so warm outside and damp and humid. What were we up to in the truck? We was up at 32 at the minute then at the truck. And yeah, it's building air again. It wasn't to start with. I started it up and it was just beeping at me to tell me we're low. And then I just thought I'd lie down on the bed and the beeping stopped and it's building up. Really weird. But, well, it's took a good few hours. I think it might have just been too wet, you know, but we're rolling. We're still building pressure. So, yeah. We're going to try and drop this job off today, if we can. I know they're shut at 2:30 for taking deliveries, but it has been rebooked for tomorrow morning. So we're going to have to wait and see what they want us to do regarding that now, because, yeah, really weird this. Hopefully it doesn't fault again and we can get it in for service. Got so much traffic coming down and getting out. So 204 mile away. Another car. There we go, we're out. Yeah, we're 204 miles away. We've currently got us there at 2:05. Yeah, they've told me just to get running it. So I remember when we first got the truck, it was real cold. They were always saying it was damp in the air dampener or the air compressor or something like that. Like really early on when we first got the truck. So I just wonder if it has difficulty when it's been raining really hard or something like that. Don't know, but definitely they need to have a look at it when it next goes to the shop. But yeah, let me go make a phone call to the dispatch and see what they want me to do, whether they want me to try this today and they can get hold of the broker and or what. But yeah, we'll certainly see. Hey, so we're 104 miles away. Just been sorting things out with the office and turning a lot of phone calls that have been missed all morning. So yeah, just spoke with a driver manager. My regular one's off this week, so I'm with someone else. And yeah, they sent through a load for a South Carolina to pick up out of Indiana today, but I've got home requesting for Thursday because we've been out a couple of weeks now. So we yeah, just want to get home really. So I've said it's obviously it's quite awkward for him now that we're back at Indiana to try and sort of get me back. And if I had done that South Carolina where it had been Friday night before I got home, then I've had like just 2 days at home. So what we're going to do is we are going to I've said I'm all right if we do this load, maybe pick something up, try and get me back to Michigan for the morning, and then I'll just do locals and just pick a couple of loads up for them or drop a few loads off for them that are in the yard locally and just call it tomorrow. Then I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday off then. Make my life easy. I've got things to be doing at home. I've got my AC on my car's stopped working at the minute, so we're going to get that sorted out, and lights keep flickering on and off in it when I was driving in on the other week into work, so I want to have a look at that and see what that is as well. So yeah, I've got plenty to be doing at home, plus I'm running out of clothes and food, so we don't want to run out of them. We want to be comfortable. So but yeah, 102 mile currently got us there at 2:13. Traffic is burning up a little bit, so I think this could be a little close, but we'll see. Annoyingly, we've got another truck in front of us to overtake and 2 trucks that have caught up behind. And yeah, it's not the best when you're limited to 68/69 because yeah, these are doing like 64, and it seems to take forever to catch up to them, and drivers get really impatient behind. Right, so we have made it, and they are going to tip it as well. We're just backing down in now. It's a little bit tight, but I think we should be okay. We've got quite a lot of room really for, the worst bit we're getting in off at road for concrete that was there. But it's going to be one of those, but I think we should try and get away from the wall a little bit. Not be too bad. There's a barrier that's there though. You can bring a bit more lot round. Might have to take just a quick shunt at this. It's just ever so slightly, the last little bit. Tried that, a bit less lock on. Keep it coming round. Shouldn't be far off. It's probably not enough lock now actually. Oh, yeah, I'm just conscious about that barrier that's in that hedge there. Don't want to be cutting too close. I can see where, in fact, I can actually see where everyone goes because there's a big hole. But I'm guessing everyone pivots it round on that. Every green lock round. Shouldn't be a million miles off. There we go. We've got it. We have got it. We'll get it down here now. And yeah, we'll get tipped. I'll let the office know that we're going to get tipped, so they can see what they're going to do with us. Turn off the hill hold. Might get a bit smoother down here for braking then. So yeah, just come up to bang on 2:30 at the minute is what it has. As we get lined up for the dark, we can just be straight back at this, to be fair. We just need to chop the wheels and we're on the bay, and then they'll get us tipped. Not far off, nearly. Don't want to slam right into it, you see. There we go, that's us on it. So if we just quickly just change status that to on duty, I'm going to put that with a, in fact, we'll get the wheels stocked. I think we should be good at that. There we go. Yeah, that seems alright. I think they should be able to get that ramp on. Really think they should be able to get that ramp on. Shut engine down a sec. Put on that we've arrived. And there we go. Well, yeah, I'll go give them a ring. I'll see where they want us to head. And hopefully we can get a direction and, yeah, maybe get something picked up tonight. Right, so we do have a load through. We're gonna, that Rocket Medical up at Elkhart is where we're heading. We've just got it through now. Trailer's already loaded as well, which is a bonus. So we can just go pick it up and that's going to Ypsilanti, so we can drop that in there tonight as well. And then we shouldn't be too bad then. Just got to try and get out of here. It is a busy road to get out of though. 3 cars coming up eventually, and then we can hopefully get out. But yeah, if we could get that trailer picked up. Why is he going so slow? Be on his phone probably. Nope, turning in. Didn't put a turn signal on, just turned in. That's Subaru that was there. There we go. We're out. Yeah, they're texting on the phone. So yeah, we're going to get that knocked out today. We'll drop that off tonight in Ypsilanti. Then we can just head round to the yard and park in the yard. That shouldn't be too bad for us then. Creep forward because we can't see a thing of what's coming up. Got trees both ways. Let's go from the left, not from the right though. And then yeah, at least we're in the yard then for the morning to grab a local load to get it knocked out. So as soon as you pull off, something comes down. Yeah, so at least we can. So I don't know why the truck's so loud. I don't know if it picks it up when fan kicks in. The fan seems to be on nearly all the time at the minute on this, but yeah, we can hopefully get that dropped in tonight. You know, we've got 9 hours left, so it's 3 o'clock now. So we're 8 miles away from this pickup. There we go. We're gonna go get around straight down this road for quite a while, to be fair. Straight down this road, and then we'll turn left. So yeah, let's go get this load picked up, and yeah, we'll start heading back to Michigan and Ypsilanti. There we go. So we have just swapped over quickly off camera. So it's it was actually closed when I got here, this place. We just put the paperwork in the back of the trailer for you. So we sign a copy, put it back in the bio box, and hook up and go. So I just had a 30-minute break as well while we were there, just so we reset our working limit, our 8-hour rule. So we're all good on that. So we can get to Ypsilanti, 180 miles away, and avoid that big stone that was in the road. Sure, there's nothing coming. We don't want to get hit by a train. I don't think it gets used much, this line, but you never know. You never know. But yeah, we're going to drop this in there tonight. Pick up an empty if there is an empty there. If not, we'll bobtail back to the yard. And yeah, we'll get parked up and start in the morning and see what they have for us. We've been told who to contact at Day Dispatch tomorrow for local. He's in at 5 in the morning, so I think we're probably going to be parked up about 8, something like that, maybe. Oh, we had time this right. Yeah, maybe about 8 o'clock. So, you know, we can start at 6 in the morning. Do a few local jobs for him to like midday or something like that, maybe. You know, just 2 or 3. Get truck sorted and in for service. Get him to look at the steering as well. Because like I said before, I've had a bit of a hard time trying to keep it straight at that minute. Feels like it's all over the road, like it's either got dead steering in it or we're going to go after this car because we're going to be forever if not. or if the tracking's off. I think it could be a bit of both, to be fair, because, you know, I'm always holding the steering wheel slightly right to keep it straight, and, you know, that feels like there's nothing in it, just this little movement. So I'm going to get them to look at it, but I've also asked about if they say that there's nothing they can do and that's just the steering on it, maybe to try a Freightliner and see if they're going to be any better. So I know they've got more storage inside, that's for sure, but they're called freight shakers over here. They're basically Mercedes. They rattle like hell going down the road sometimes. So, but they're more reliable than these. You know, next time it rains, we could have the same fault on this truck again, whereabouts it won't build air for a few hours. We don't know. I'll get it in though and get the steering looked at, and we'll go from there. That's the main thing I want to get sorted, is the steering on it. If it's more drivable, then it's going to be a lot better experience, isn't it? But yeah, so it's due for service when we get to. So there's a car trying to get out. See if we can give them some room, maybe. Oh, they're coming this way anyway. Yeah, if we can make it more drivable, it'd make our life easier. Going to be on mileage when we get back to Canton tonight for getting it in for service, for inspection. Also, the engines in the Freightliners over here, they're Detroit diesel engines, so the fan doesn't always kick in. They're a bit quieter idling as well, for if we need it on a night for the AC running. So, you know, it's an option, but we'll see. You know, I'll see if they can sort out the steering on this, make it more drivable. You know, you can live with fan and everything like that, and everything else on it. So if it's just more, it's mostly when it's hitting bumps, it feels like it's just rocking around like that at times. And I've asked other drivers, and they say that theirs is just rock steady. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? It might just be me, but it's definitely does pull to the right quite sharply. So we'll see. So all we can do is just see. It's dark under this tunnel. But yeah, let's head back to the interstate, get on our way to towards Canton and Ypsilanti, and we'll get this trailer dropped and yeah, get parked up. Okay, so welcome to GM here at Ypsilanti. We have booked in. We've come to 23 minutes past 7. We currently have, and yeah, we're not doing too bad. We'll drop this in here. We'll pick an empty up to take an empty back to the yard. Otherwise, they'll just get too many empties here, and they'll won't need to be rushing to tip them. They'll be able to take the leisure if they have too many empties and not tip these loaded ones to get an empty. So we'll go ahead and pick up an empty one and drag that one back, and then there's an empty in the yard then if someone needs it. And then we should all be good. 78499. I had that the other day. I think I might have even dropped that one in here the other day, to be fair. Might have dropped that one in there. So we know we've got plenty of room up here, at least, to drop it. We can drop them in here as well. So we just need to go down to the backyard anyway and sort it out down there. Might have just put it in one of these angled ones, to be fair. and just put it in there. Yeah, we just got to go down to the bottom and turn it round, and then we can get backed up in here then. And then all will be good. Been a quiet run. We've not had much traffic. Not at all really. It's been fairly quiet all the way. We've just been 65. And yeah, just cruising really. I'll probably put tomorrow's footage up. Oh, there's a space there actually. I'll have a quick look down here. We know there's a spot there. This is where we are meant to drop them down here, you see. But like usual, there's probably no room. No, is the one next to that Titan space? Is that a space? No, I think there's something in it. Just dropped far back. Don't think we're gonna get out in. I don't know. There's a spot there. There is one there. And there as well, but that's going to be a bit difficult for us to get this in, so we'll put it here. We should be able to get pretty much a good lineup on it, to be honest. If we bring it round, I need the flashers on, there's no one here. Shouldn't be too bad, we've got loads of room to get this in here. Absolutely loads of room. Got the tandem slid back, so we've not got any rear end on it. Don't have to worry about the front end because of how much space there is. A little bit more. Without bringing around. Might just not get the lock off in time. Didn't get the lock off in time. Back came round too quick. That's all I wish for sometimes, just a little bit quicker turning circle on Kenworth. I think the Freightliners do have a better turning circle apparently. So I think they're just a little bit shorter wheelbase on them. So that'll be handy if we do decide to change and get one of them. Being able to turn a bit that bit quicker. But yeah, I think I'm going to put tomorrow's video on this as well, possibly, because yeah, I think it's just going to be better. Tomorrow's probably just going to be a short day as well. But yeah, I'll get off end today here. So literally just back to the yard. Pick up or drop the empty off, fuel up, back up. So yeah, I'll just jump to the morning. So yeah, I'll see you all in the morning. Hey, well, we made it to the next morning, and yeah, we are actually getting a night away. We're getting a run. They've had a job that's come up that's going to a place called Normal in Illinois. And that's booked for just delivered, drop off any time today before midnight. So the trailer's loaded. It had a 10 o'clock pickup on it, but it's loaded. Cars coming up. So yeah, at least we're going to get a runaway. It's over near where we do the Michelin out in Illinois. Car coming. Oh, they stopped. Oh, they stopped. Yeah, the lights changed on them. So yeah, we've got maybe a good chance of maybe getting a back load back from that Michelin that's coming back to next door to here pretty much, or possibly from lineage to come to a food place around here possibly. You know, they've got options for us getting back tomorrow. So I've been in the shop because we've had loads of messages about service on it, and the mileage is indifferent on the system to what we've got on our sticker. So we got 102,671, they got 100,000 and summer. So They say we're 2,000 mile over, but the sticker says different. So we've been in cinema and they said it's fine to get it in tomorrow when we're back. Makes their life easier because it's a big service. The truck turned were a year old last month, so it's a big service on it. So it makes their life easier. Plus, I can mention to them about the steering as well and all that lot, and get that looked at. But yeah, we're heading to a place called Venture Cross Dock this morning. We're only 20 miles away from it. And then we're going to, so just watching the truck and the lights. There we go. So the truck that was flying up, the lights were changing on him. Yeah, and that's going to Rivian Automotive, electric car manufacturer in Normal, Illinois. It looks like it's been a new warehouse and it's had a lot of problems to start with. We're getting things unloaded, but the current reviews are quite good and that it's quite a quick place, so it might even be dropping hook for us, to be fair, so that would be even better, wouldn't it? But yeah, we just come to 7:18 this morning as we make our way over to Brownstown. Like I say, we're 20 minutes away. The trailer's already loaded, so we can hook up, get it over there for like maybe 1-2 o'clock this afternoon, probably 2 o'clock because of the time change. Their time, but our time would be different. And then, yeah, see where they get us going from there, because there's a big Petro up at Wilmington if we go load there at Tyre Place or Lineage in the morning. So we've got plenty of parking options, so we're not too worried about that. Yeah, apologise about the windscreen. It's not the cleanest. I could have ran it through the wash, but it's going to get flies in it anyway with this time of year. So once the sun goes up a bit, all that glare will disappear as well. But yeah, let's go get this loaded one, and we can start heading west to Illinois. So welcome to Venture Cross Dock in Brownstown, Michigan. We actually got here just in time, to be fair, because there was another one of our drivers here just hooking up to this trailer that we need. It was just going to take it. He's here all the time. He says, you know, it happens. Luckily we caught it in time, and the load was still here. He says he's here all the time. They usually know that he's coming here, and they'll leave the paperwork out for him. So they just, because he's usually got the first load out of here in the morning, so I'm guessing he does this route all the time. And the just left the paperwork out. I was trying to do the tablet. I left the paperwork out, and yeah, we just signed for it and never really thought of it. But luckily we got here in time. Managed to grab him and tell him, say I've been given this trail number as well. Went to the office, they looked on the system because there was in and out, and yeah, said, oh yeah, if it is this other driver's load, not yours, you'll have to wait for the next one. So, but we got it. It's what, £32,500 just automotive parts and crates, which is all good. We're just updating all our paperwork. In fact, we'll get the old trusty sat-nav fired up for Illinois. 61761. And we're looking for, well, they must have changed the name. Rivian. Moving motorway. County Road 150. That's a different address to what we've got. So we've got 301 County Road 1850 They must have two places. We have a look. Nope, wrong one. Yeah, they must have two places. So we need to know which one it's going to. Because the paperwork says shipped to the Rivian Normal facility at 100 Rivian Motorway. Which is there. If my signal ever loads. I'm gonna go phone them and double check where this is going, because yeah, they need to check this. Alright, there we go. That's that sorted. Taking it to what's on the tablet. There must be a sorting office for them, and the other place is just a big factory that they've got. So that's all sorted. So we're 6 hours and 8 minutes away. Got us there at 1:30 at the minute, so yeah, I'll stop for a 30-minute break on the way and grab something to eat anyway. So that'll be all good. We're gonna head out of, which one's the best one to get out of here? There's two exits, you see. Two entrances and two exits. That's not got traffic lights on, and neither has that one, so it doesn't make a difference. We'll go left. We'll get it round a good side, just check the trailer brake. That's all good. Loads of room to swing left. We don't need to go scale it because it's not overly too heavy. It's just like having a Michelin load on, and it's slightly heavier on the front anyway, so you know, we're up at 55 on the drives at the front. So that's perfect. This is guy who was almost hooking up to our load and taking it. He must be in the office because he wasn't in there. His dog was in there though. And yeah, we're 377 miles away from dropping this. I'm just going to check them trailer brakes again because that felt really heavy. Yeah, they work. They work. It just felt really heavy when I was braking then. I didn't have any rear brakes helping to pull it, but
at the end of the street, turn left.
We are out. Like I say, we can take a steady drive. You know, we'll be there for just after 2 o'clock. So like I say, I'm going to stop probably another hour. It'll be 9:30. Just in a rest area, get a 30-minute break, get some breakfast, maybe make another coffee. And then we can just look at taking a steady drive. I need to see what way this is going to take me as well, because it's just taking me straight down the way I came in. That's fine. We know we're all right on that one, maybe. Yeah, I might possibly go other way. There was a few spots in it that were a little bit tight coming down the other way. But it'd be the easier way to go though, this straight up. This is a bit of a poor junction to get out of this. Such a busy road. So much traffic coming from the right. Might have to possibly look at just trying to get into the middle, maybe. I think there might even be traffic lights down at that other one, you know. One more pickup truck coming and then we're good to go. From the right. There we go. Out onto the road, and yeah, I think I'm just going to follow Sibley Street, to be fair. 7 mile to the Sibley Road. It's 7 mile to the what do you call it? To the 275. Then we're just up there, and then we're on the good old interstate. Yeah, there were traffic lights down here. Oh well, it's good to know for the future. Very good to know for the future, but yeah, let's get on and over towards Chicago and see what it looks like over there today. Well, we're back to square one again. It's just not building up any air, so I noticed it. It was 80 psi when I noticed it, or some no, it was 80, 89, 90 it was for the psi. When we were just driving along, because when it drops to light, it's going to get close to the point. When it gets to the point that it looks like it's going to, like the fuel's going to start, light's going to come on in like next 20 minutes. You just sort of see it. It just pulsates like white. And I noticed that out of corner of my eye. And we were down at 90 and it wasn't kicking in again. So we've got into this rest area, phoned up the shop. They advised us to dump all the air entirely. So we got under the truck, done the release valves on it, on the air tanks. And yeah, it's just not kicking in. So we're going to have to see what we're going to do. Again, we're now stuck with this trailer because we can't get any air built up. So they can't send anyone for it. But if it does start working again, they're going to get someone to meet us here with a trailer that we can take back with us, and they're going to relay the load to there. So it ain't perfect, but you know, they were hoping it was going to be because of the rain, and that with it being dry, we could get it back to the service tomorrow. But it's just not worked like that, has it? But oh well, they said leave it 20 minutes. Hopefully it might start working again. But yeah, we'll see if we're going to get lucky again. So update time. We ran through a few things with the breakdown department, and we've managed to find the valve that was sticking. So can't quite get the camera angle right since I've put the mount back up. Doesn't seem, that looks a bit better. Yeah, there's a valve underneath. I'll put a screenshot up of it because I did a video underneath of the noise. I'll have put that clip in by now, but I'll put the screenshot up of where the valve is, and it's just at the bottom of the air dryer. So I've managed to get down and fire it up under with a screwdriver, and they said just to sort of jimmy it around in there, and yeah, the valve's popped back down, so it's sealed again. So we've got a driver who's just picked up a load about 20 minutes away from us. It'll be about 15 minutes to get here. We're going to swap over with him. It's a load to go back to Michigan with, to the yard. We're just going to take it straight back to the yard, drop it, take my stuff out that I need, drop the truck off at the shop, and we're done for the week. I don't want them to rush to fix it and try and get back out tomorrow, and you know, I'll have to go home tonight and all that lot. I'd rather them, you know, do it properly, then it's done once rather than 2 or 3 times, you know. Then truck can get a service, and yeah, and obviously I tell them about the steering as well, see if they can sort that out a little bit to make it a bit more driver friendly, we'll say. But yeah, we're just waiting for this guy to come out, but I'm glad we sort of know what's gone on with the valve. I know a little bit about the truck. I know where the batteries are because they had me disconnect the battery terminal as well, to see if that would just jump start it. We've done a 10-key restart to try and restart the computers as well, drain the air tanks, and now we know where that valve is. So if I hear that sound again, I know I can try and get that thing to drop back down, and then phone the breakdown that it's got stuck open again and go from there. So yeah, I'm ready to disconnect from this trailer when he turns up, and we'll head back to the yard and call it for the week. Hey, so we have swapped over trailers with this other driver. The flash is on. Jimmy, thanks for coming and helping us out, because we needed it. But yeah, 152 mile back to the yard. I know to keep an eye on the air pressure, make sure that doesn't drop, because yeah, we don't want the brakes locking on. And just try and nurse the truck back to the yard if we can. If we encounter a problem, at least we know some things we can do to try and fix it again, you know, and just patch it to get back. Yeah, it's a bit away on this. I think it's tyres that are on this, or the rubber for tyres. It's quite heavy, but we can just take it back to the yard and they can get someone to drop it tomorrow. That ain't too bad. It isn't too bad. So we're getting off here for Water Velite, or Velite, VLIET. Then go left again, then we're back up the other way. But yeah, I'm glad I managed to notice the air going down. Really glad I managed to notice that. Otherwise, would have been really stuck. If they'd have locked at 60 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, or even, you know, it would have been. It'd have been new tyres for the truck and trailer probably. But we'll keep an eye on it. We're sort of all right. It's situations like this when it uses a lot of air for the air brakes that we need to keep an eye on. It ain't the best junction to try and see out of, really. We can see from the right, but not a great deal from the left. And it's a bit busy. 150 mile, we should be there for, it's got us there at 4:15 at the yard. So we shouldn't be a million miles off by then. We've got a bit of a gap coming from the right. No, because we can't, there's just bridge supports on at the left, you see. We can't see for the bridge supports, clearly. Yeah, we've got the turn signal on. It's the car that were coming up, they've got the turn signal on, that they just put on, but they didn't want to turn. They have turned though in the end. They're unsure where they were going a little bit. So we're going to get over. Yeah, that wasn't the best junction to get through there. But we've got out, no harm. Lights have changed, but we're round, back up the other side on the 94. Air's building back up, so yeah, it must just get stuck open or something like that, the valve, so it's just not holding the air pressure in there to transfer to the tanks. So I imagine it's a pretty simple fix for them, maybe just put a new valve on it and all should be good, but you know, it takes time and we'll give them time. So yeah, I'm probably going to get off and end this video here because I think we're going to be okay getting back to the yard, and I think it's getting on a little bit as well. Hopefully the dramas are all over. If something does happen, I will film it though and put it on at the end, or swap this around or whatever. Just cut this point off and put it on at the end. But yeah, well, I'll get off and end this video so I can keep an eye on the air and get back to the yard safely. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one.